Good morning, Anfield. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to episode 2 of Good Morning Anfield, where we're going to be recapping the game against Porto. So, excuse me while I have a sip, but it's bloody early here in the morning. I think it's around 5:50, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, if you guys are wondering, you guys saw my story. Which espresso did I have? Well, I went for the espresso one. Yeah, not as strong, but I needed something in the morning. And, the reason is I had Ristoretto yesterday, so whatever. Had this one today. And, well, it's bloody good, so I'm going to have a sip. Nice. Yeah, and I still need those 3 or 4 ice cubes, because otherwise it's just, too piping hot. So, yeah, how do you guys have your coffee? Let me know. So, guys, how's it going? I feel like every time I talk about Porto with friends, it's a rout. And, Tuesday did not disappoint. Liverpool went to Porto. I think it's the Estádio de Dragão, which has a great name, by the way, right? It sounds dragon-y-esque, I would say. But whatever, maybe we slay the dragon there. I guess that's what we do there, because we always go there and we slaughter them. Think about it, 5-1. 5-1. And, every time you go to Porto, you're thinking that, I don't know, they've had the same manager every time we've played them. They've obviously evolved their team. They've done better in the Portuguese league, but still, no matter what, we go there and we annihilate them. I guess I'm finding different verbs to say destroy in so many different ways. But, to be fair to them, all joking aside, they had to deal with a lot of change, rather. I know Pepe was supposed to be in the starting lineup, and he's had some injury issues, if I'm not mistaken, in the last little while, and he was a last-minute sub out. They had their bright winger Otavio, I believe, and that's someone that I've heard on the Blood Red channel, so shout out to the Blood Red channel for always the good information and great podcast, guys. So, was listening to them in terms of, I think it was the episode where they were speaking to a journalist who is in Portugal and who covers the Portuguese league, was saying that Liverpool was also interested in Otavio, or at least looking at. And it was super unfortunate, because I think in like the 12th minute, if I'm not mistaken, he was already subbed out due to an injury. So you've got a last minute defensive change to your back four, and I think they also had to make another center back substitution due to a previous red card. So now you have a completely new center back pairing. You have your skillful winger being taken off in the 12th minute. That's chaos. That's disruption. That just changes everything in terms of how a team is supposed to play. And so I felt really bad for them that all those things happen. And obviously, as we're trying to get into the mindset of Liverpool, if you've been to a place and you've done extremely well, you have that certain level of confidence that you're going to go into that game and you're going to be able to reproduce your magic. And, well, Porto is no exception, shall we say, because think about the last time that Salah, Mane, and Bobby all got on the score sheet. Think about that. And it was like, 2017, 2018 vibes with their orange jerseys, just, doing their thing for fun, it looked like. And, Tuesday was no exception. So, let's recap as to how this game went. So, Liverpool started out very fortunate, and I think that's a theme of the game, fortunate, because Porto, as we'll talk about, just wasn't there defensively. And so Curtis Jones made a great play, and we'll be talking lots about Curtis Jones, don't worry. But Curtis Jones, he started basically on the left-hand side of midfield, saw an opportunity to get into the box, drive towards the net, take a shot. I don't think the shot was going to go in, but it was also something that was going to make the keeper's life difficult. And it did, because he parried it away, and it hit the defender, bounced right to Mo Salah, and I think that's probably the easiest goal that Mo Salah has ever and will ever score. So, felt pretty bad there. I heard lots of commentators saying about, well, he parried it into a bad position, the keeper. Honestly, I don't know what he was going to do or what he was supposed to do. The shot's coming at such a fast pace that you're just trying to push it to the side, and, I'd rather not, push it right in front of me. And so I didn't think he reacted extremely poorly. I think it was really unfortunate that it hit his defender and bounced right to Salah and then went in. But 1-0, nevertheless, probably the easiest goal. Yeah, like I said, that Salah's going to score. If you look it back, he doesn't even get anything on it. It's like a slow roller to the point where the keeper is like fully standing up and just watching this thing roll in, and it's just like, damn it. And that was the theme of the game, because that just kept happening and kept happening. And so Porto stayed in the game for a while, and you were thinking that, at least I was thinking, that Liverpool was at a point, again in a game, where they were dominating, right? Relentless pressure, moving the ball well, just not able to get that second goal. And you're thinking, well, we need this. We need to put this momentum to good use. We need to get a second before half. We need to put this team under, because they will crumble. And you're just waiting for that moment to happen. And you're thinking, as the half is rolling on, getting towards that 45th minute, you're thinking, well, maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe we're going to have to wait again. Perhaps Porto's going to grow into the game, and then all those, those fears start building up in terms of the way you think the game's going to go if Liverpool start, not taking their chances. And then Fabinho, starting in his defensive midfield role, gives it out to James Milner. Milner's thinking about it. It's just near the stroke of halftime, and Milner decides to whip in a solid cross. And it's crazy, because every defender of Porto decides to, slide tackle and, try and clear the ball. And the keeper decides to come out, right? The keeper decides to come out, and you're thinking, okay, he's coming out, he's just going to punch this ball away. But for whatever reason, it turns out to be where it seems like, he's anticipated the ball going in the box, but it looks like he's anticipated that also the defender's going to get a touch on it, or defenders are going to get a touch on it. And therefore he comes right out and then just freezes. He just freezes and stands there and does nothing. Does nothing. And the ball just rolls right to Sadio Mane, to the point where he receives it on his left foot. And again, he doesn't even mean to tap it in, really. It's again, a super soft touch. Probably easiest goal in Mane's life, to be honest. Are you trending? Are you seeing a theme here? I don't know. What were they doing? I think his name is Diogo Costa. Yeah, not to be confused with Diego Costa. He seems pretty good-tempered, but he seemed like crap, to be honest. He seemed like crap. And the worst part of it was that was not the stinker of the game for Diogo Costa. I'll get to it. Trust me, I'll get to it. But I made it 2-0, heading into half, and you're thinking, yes. You're thinking, yes, we've got this. Now, we're at a point where, Porto is either going to have to really, really push, and obviously, if they're going to push, they're going to be open, and Liverpool love a counterattack against Porto away from home. So either that's going to happen, or they're going to sit back and you're like, whatever, we can control this game, we'll see it through, it'll be just fine. So that was that. So heading into halftime, come out of the gates, and Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones. 20 years old. Still think about it, man. 20 years old. So, if you saw my last episode, I thought Curtis would also start against Porto. But I thought Curtis would start against Porto in the eventual hope that Naby Keita would be in line to start against Man City. Let me tell you, that is, well, I don't know for sure, but I'd say 99.9% that is not going to happen. It just, no. Because Curtis Jones, that's why. Because Curtis Jones. So, this guy already has an assist. Then what happens in the second half? Early in the second half, Porto is just trying to cross halfway. He makes a defensive interception. And this guy says, screw it, I'm just going to charge. And so he charges up, waits, which is smart. Like, not waiting in terms of he slows the game down, but he waits in terms of dribbling, keeping his head up, looking for an open lane, and steps up Mo Salah. You know, a nice diagonal lane appears. He just feeds him. Salah takes a touch to get the ball under control and just slots it home, makes it 3-0 early in the second half, and you're like, game over. It's over. I mean, you knew it was over, but now it's for sure it's over. So, made it 3-0, and, you know, kudos to Curtis Jones. It was amazing performance. And, well, Porto were super deflated, couldn't do anything, and fair enough, because, well, yeah, like I talked about, they had all these changes, and then playing a Liverpool side that you've had no good fortune against. Welcome back, Porto. Welcome back. So, yeah, and then the next cool thing that happened was, you know, we made some substitutions. Bobby Firmino came on. Bobby in Porto. Bobby Firmino came on, I think at the same time Joe Gomez did, so I think Gomez replaced Milner at right back. Yeah, I know. This is live. I can't change it. Oops. But, yeah, I thought Milner played really well, as an aside, by the way, and I think he'll start against City. Well, I'll get into that later, though, in tomorrow's episode. But, yeah, Gomez came at right back, I believe. Bobby came up front, and this is where it gets really sad for Diogo Costa, because Bobby basically is near the halfway line. Curtis Jones sends in a ball with his left foot, and it's Bobby and the defender, and Bobby trying to win it from him. And Diogo Costa, our friend Diogo Costa, who is a keeper, I swear, if you see this highlight, he is a keeper doing God knows what. I know. Just watch it. If you have to look up any goal, if you want to see how this game turned out, if there's any goal that epitomizes actually as to how this game turned out, it's the goal that makes it 4-1 Liverpool. By the way, yeah, I totally glossed over the whole Porto goal. Doesn't really matter, man. It's one goal. Not what we're going to talk about tonight. The fourth goal is where, yeah, he beats the defender. He looks up and he realizes this keeper has tried to, for whatever reason, and honestly, I can't explain it. I've looked at it so many times, and I still can't rationalize as to why he chose to come out. Like, it just doesn't make, yeah, bonkers. And so Bobby wins it, and then it's just like, the heck? Am I supposed to, okay, and just kicks it. And I think the funniest part about it is that Bobby does not get all of the ball. So he gets a good amount because the ball's rolling towards the net. And spoiler alert, it goes in. Yeah, I know. So it's enough pace on the ball for the ball to go in, but just. And so what you see is this ball rolling towards the net, and you see this keeper in a full-out sprint, like full out, and he is absolutely dashing for the net, and the ball just crosses the line as he's diving to sweep it away, and so poor guy sweeps the ball away. It's already gone in. He crashes right into the net, makes it 4-0, and 4-1. And you're just like, what is this game? Like, what is going on here? And so, yeah, man, Diogo Costa. I really hope he's a good keeper because he did not show it on Tuesday night. And then the fifth goal, another weird thing. At this point, Alex Chamberlain is on. I don't know. Again, so Ox whips it in. It's a weird thing where the ball bounces back. Jones hits it. It just lands right to Bobby Firmino. At this point, everyone watching thinks it's offside because Bobby's standing there by himself, and Bobby's just like, whatever, I'm going to pick this ball up, and since I'm here one-on-one with the keeper, might as well finish it. And that he does. And then, the offside flag gets drawn, the whistle gets blown, and, it's a VAR check. And you're thinking, Bobby, kind of looks offside. His left foot sort of looks offside from that angle. But then again, remember, angles, it's tough. Who the hell knows? And this is the VAR check that took absolutely forever. And I mean forever. It took a while. And you're just like, okay, at this point, it's 4-1. They're never coming back. Let's just, I guess, give it or not give it, right? And, they gave it 5-1. And you're just like, I'm done. It was just that kind of game where you just felt sorry for Porto, And I hate to feel that. I wasn't obviously talking about soccer, and obviously I want Liverpool to win, of course. But I really did feel bad for Porto because nothing went their way, right? All the lineup changes, their keeper having an absolute nightmare at home, and this coach just hasn't been able to get the best of us. And second game they're going to be playing at home. I think they'll probably fare a bit better, to be honest, because I think Liverpool just enjoy Porto so much that I think they don't even enjoy Anfield as much. But yeah, it was just that kind of game. And I think, although it didn't show on the score sheet, I think pretty much 4 assists or 4 goals that Jones was involved in, right? We've got the opening Salah goal where he drives in. We've got the third goal where he finds Salah diagonally as he waits and while he dribbles. We've got the fourth goal where he, with his left foot, crosses it, or rather sprays a nice ball to Firmino with that whole keeper-sprinter situation. We've got the fifth goal where Jones kicks it and it somehow deflects and lands to Bobby for the fifth. So you got 4 things that Curtis Jones is involved in. 4 things. And I guess following up from his sublime strike against Brentford, is there any way that Curtis Jones really does not start? I mean, from a rest standpoint, if you're trying to rotate this team, sure, you can make the argument that perhaps, he should be, he could be rested. But given the form he's in, I mean, I don't see it. If you guys legit want to make a case for Curtis Jones not playing, or at least not being in the starting lineup against City, please let me know in the comments below, because, hey, I'm open to hearing it. Most definitely open to hearing it. But I'd be shocked if he does not play against City. So yeah, guys, this was my Porto recap. And as you can tell, I feel just really bad talking about it because, well, it was an absolute demolition. Liverpool once again had their way with FC Porto. When you thought things were going to change, they just show you that, well, things aren't as crazy as you would have imagined. Porto has maybe not evolved as much as you would have hoped, and Liverpool still have that jam. And basically, they just, rewound the clock to a few years ago when, like I said, Bobby, Mane Salah, they're all on the score sheet, and you're thinking it's a party time. But yeah, it was a great game to watch. Liverpool seemed so in control, and yeah, actually, there was one more point I wanted to make, which was that given how Liverpool obviously played against Brentford and did not play so well, ended up with that 3-3 draw away from home, I thought, okay, they probably will rotate the squad in hopes, obviously, of resting versus Man City. But when you looked at the starting lineup, it was pretty much the exact starting lineup you were going to maybe see against Man City, or what you were thinking they would put out against Man City. And I was surprised. I was honestly surprised because I thought, well, shouldn't we be resting these guys? Like, wouldn't it be smart to do such a thing? But Klopp, in his pre-game interview, spoke about how they as a team talked about the defensive errors they made against Brentford and how he wanted to keep the same lineup to, well, right their wrongs. And you know what? Rule number 1, Klopp knows what he's doing. Rule 2, anyone who says otherwise or pretends to know that they know what they're talking about, it's BS, right? So, as much as I thought Liverpool was going to rotate, you can tell how much I know. So, I was really happy in the terms of, I guess, keeping those guys to prove themselves and to, I guess, get their confidence back, that they can rectify the situation. And as you did see in the opening little bits, Porto did play direct, as Klopp spoke about in the post-game press conference, because maybe they wanted to pull a Brentford, maybe they wanted to be very direct, balls in the air, challenge Liverpool that way. But Liverpool held their own, and they weathered the opening a little bit, which wasn't obviously a long period of time, but you could tell that Porto was going to try and go at Liverpool, and they did somewhat, but Liverpool was able to handle it, and they moved on, and so that was great to see. Another, I think, important thing to note based on Liverpool's starting lineup was Andy Robertson. Spoke about it in episode 1 where we were talking about how well Shimicas is doing, and how I thought, obviously prior to this game, Shimicas had done a better job than Robbo just overall this year in terms of how he got up the field, how he was able to assist lots of balls. I think it was something where I thought, he was just better. And Robertson came to play on Tuesday night. Don't know if it was just because, I guess, Millie was on the right-hand side, but Robbo looked a little bit more free. Lately I've seen Robbo make the runs where he dashes up, stops, cuts back, dashes up, stops, cut back. And you're always just, at least my feeling is, go Andy, run down that wing, just run down. Don't cut back. Whip it. Cross it. Do that. And I don't know if it's Porto again for Andy. I don't know if that's the confidence level that was at an all-time high, shall we say. But he didn't look like he was too concerned playing against Porto. And he just drove and he crossed it. And he had a shot where Diogo Costa made a save. I know, he made a save. Surprise, surprise. But Robertson actually just looked like, Andy Robertson. And that is why that display is why Andy Robertson is the starting left back for Liverpool, and that is why Andy Robertson is the best left back in the league. I know, bold claim, but really it's not because he is. So deal with it. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of this Porto recap. We're going to do an episode soon previewing the big game against Man City. So, let me know in your comments below as to who you think is going to be starting against City. I'll run through my starting 11 in my next episode. We'll chat about what we're going to see. Who are we going to see? Yeah, let me know. And we'll have a great discussion moving forward. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Good Morning Anfield. Wish you guys a great day, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.